before I hit this workout, I'm gonna shave so that way I don't look bummy. And also, like, you look good, you feel good. So, yeah, I thought I'd do that. Give you guys some time to talk with me as well. Might do this. Need to get a haircut, but have to get that soon. But I'm gonna be hitting back, biceps, rear delts, and traps today. And I'm gonna be walking you guys through some of the techniques I hit. And really just kind of show you the passion and I don't know. Just like the way I work out, really. But yeah, hopefully you guys like this video, and if you do, hit that subscribe button because it does help. Because my passion is really in content creation and making money, and when I can do that instead of have to work a job I don't really want to work, that will be freedom for me. It's not so much about the money, but really just about having freedom over my time and, what I can do, stuff like that. I know everybody's like that, but I'm probably like that more than most. So yeah, let's get to it. Back, biceps, rear delts, and traps. I'm about to kill this fucking workout. I'm pissed off, and I'm about to take out my rage on this weight. I'm dead serious, dog. Fuck this shit. Alright, let's do this. So now I'm going to be doing a dumbbell row. I'm going to start off by doing a set of 8 reps. I'm just going to work on the contraction I can get of the muscle. And just getting a deep stretch on the way down. Then I'll switch sides and I'll do the same thing, just on the other arm. And as I'm doing this, I'm really feeling the squeeze or the burn of the muscle when I pull the top here and I pause. And I come back down, I want to get a deep stretch, come back up and do the same thing, I just pause for a second at the top. And when you slow these things down, they really start to kill. They really do. Try it. So now I'm going to be doing the same exercise, but I just went ahead and dropped the weight a little bit, just so I can focus on a better contraction, and not worry so much about just muscling the weight up, because it's not so much about the weight you're using, but it's really more about how you're doing the exercise. Because if you slow it down and you don't use a lot of momentum, it can be really, really difficult even to do a set of rows with like a 20-pound weight, Especially if you're not like an elite level bodybuilder or powerlifter or anything, you know. Just slowing the exercise down when you're going to kind of tone up the muscle or, you know, just build muscle or anything like that. You know, you're gonna feel a better burn and a better blood flow into the muscle and better pump when you slow the weight and you slow the exercise down rather than just jerking the weight up. And that's something you realize too as you spend more time in the gym, you get more experience. It's gonna be my last set of rows. So let's get into it. I'm gonna go for 8 reps again. Alright, sweet. I'm gonna superset a set of pull-ups. Oh, crap. That didn't work out how I thought. I only got 2 right there, but yeah, shit, but it's alright. So now I'm going to do a set of traps. I just got like 60 pounds on the bar. I'm just going to do probably sets of 12 to 15 reps, because with traps, it's a little bit easier than doing like a row or something like that. And you can go higher reps, so you can put on more weight, you know, to really get that progressive overload. Alright, that's set 1. I'll take a little rest, and I'll go straight into set 2. While I'm doing this, I am using momentum and I am speeding the reps up, but I think I get a better, like, I don't know, I feel like I get more of a pump in my traps by doing like 15 reps, boom, 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 rather than just doing 1 pause. That's just how I feel, you know. And like, again, everybody's different, so everybody's gonna feel the exercise a bit differently, but you should do what feels right, you know. And the more experience you get, you know, you can play around with things and, you know, see what works best for you. But that's what I think. I've been lifting for about, it's gonna be probably 5.5 years going on 6 right now, but they haven't all been focused years, but I have been lifting for almost 6 years. Yeah, that's pretty good. Alright, now I'm going to get into some bicep curls. I got 60 pounds on the bar. I'm just going to start curling. Alright, that's the first set done. Alright. What do you guys think? If you guys saw me out in public, would you think I work out? What do you think? Let me know. What's crazy nowadays, all the people who are taking steroids, bro, it's completely like skewed people's perception of what a guy who's in shape looks like. It's crazy. Like, you go on Instagram and everybody's fucking 250 lean. Like, that's not reality, bro. It's really not. But different world right now. I think a lot of it has to do with like what's like normalized now. Like people that are built like Sam Sulek, you know. If your passion's bodybuilding and you want to take steroids to compete in that, that's one thing. You know, I mean, it's not good for your health, but we have people that are just taking them just because they probably want to be accepted or look a certain way, or you know, look freaky, and that's awful for your health. Like, there's people out there like Rich Piana, you know, Dallas McCarver, like, you know, just bodybuilders who took steroids, and obviously they took too much, but they passed away. And like, if you think you're gonna take steroids, you're gonna go on these cycles, and you're just gonna live as long as you would without taking them, you're wrong. You're not. Like, you're not. And these people, some of them are taking them, not even doing blood work, and it's not good for the younger generation, because kids see that and they're like, oh, I want to look like that, and then they're like upset when they don't. But these guys are taking steroids and they're not. And obviously I don't take steroids, I just work out hard. You know, if I took steroids, I'd look like a freak, okay? But you can eat healthy and work out hard and have a great physique. But some people might not think their physique's that impressive when they're comparing themselves to Sam Sulek or, you know, the Trend Twins or anybody like that. But no hate to them. I like them. I watch them, and they're not promoting that stuff. But you shouldn't always compare yourself to someone who's enhanced, you know, because you're asking for body dysmorphia. That's not realistic. It's not achievable naturally, you know. And it's not healthy. You know, I've never heard anyone advise that taking steroids is healthy. It's not worth it. Just eat healthy and work out hard, and you'll look fine. You'll look good, better than most. And also, don't start getting into the gym and, you know, after 3 months you wonder why you don't look like them, you know. They've been lifting for 5+ years, or, you know, 3 years or 4 years. You've been lifting for like 8 months, you know. Like, you don't expect to look like that. It's not going to happen. You can make a lot of progress in that time, but set big goals, but like, be unrealistic, but don't be unrealistic. Don't start going to the gym and in 4 months wonder why you're not the biggest guy in the gym. It's like, you just haven't put the time in there yet, you know. In a year and a half, 2 years, 2.5 years though, if you really eat well and you're on a good diet and you're working out hard, it's definitely possible. It's definitely possible, but it's gonna take a lot of work. That's the thing. It's gonna take some sacrifices, you know. Because most people don't want to eat lean cuts of protein and a different type of carb sources, you know. Like, say you're getting carbs from oatmeal rather than carbs from chips, you know. People who are really, really freaky, who have abs, who are pretty shredded, unless they're just naturally lean, you know, like their body wants to be lean and they can eat what they want, they eat very, very healthy, you know, or at least they're eating for performance, not just for taste. So, you know, most people who are in shape and who have lean arms and a washboard abs, they're not eating pizza and cookies, you know, all day. They're not eating goldfish. They're not eating fruit by the foot, you know. They're not eating Twizzlers and shit. A lot of times they're very methodical and they're very deliberate with their diet and what they do, you know. And sometimes they eat the same thing every day, you know. And maybe once every while they'll have a little cheat, but they're not just yo-yoing it and eating whatever they feel like for their day. And I mean, you can do that, but I mean, you gotta figure out, what are you willing to sacrifice to get to your goals, you know. And if your goals are getting in shape, it's gonna cost you, you know. How much? I mean, it depends on who you are and what level you want to achieve, you know. It's like anything though, you know, in life. You want something and it's a big goal, you're gonna have to sacrifice some stuff, you know. It's not gonna cost you nothing. But hard times don't last forever. And usually when you do something and you accomplish it and you really wanted to, even though it's hard while you're doing it, you really enjoy it once you have it. It just sucks while you're doing it. But if your goal is to lose weight and get in shape, it's probably going to be hard when you're starting, you know, and when you're getting used to eating a certain way and going to the gym when you're not used to that. But eventually, it just becomes, honestly, a bit easy. And if you get good at it, you're probably going to enjoy it too. So that was like me. I used to be overweight. And I got into like a regular diet and I started working out. And probably the first like 2 months, you know, month and a half, 2 months, it was difficult. But then after that 2 months, you know, I started seeing some results and it really like motivated me in the gym. And I think that really helped me keep going, you know, and not quit. So, yeah, I mean, if you are struggling, you know, and you want to get in shape, the best thing you can do is start and, you know, do some research, watch some videos, you know, see what somebody else does. But just remember to pick your mentors carefully, because who you listen to, you know, your brain's going to remember that. So you want to make sure the information they're giving out is true and correct. And that can be hard nowadays, you know, because a lot of people might just be putting a video out for clicks or, you know, for popularity. So, yeah, you just got to pick your teachers wisely, I guess. But let's get into the last set of bicep curls. And that'll be it for today's workout. Actually, no, I got rear delts after this, but it's the second to last exercise. Like, I've been lifting 5.5 years, and this isn't fun right now to curl this weight, mainly because it's not light. You know, it's like when things are easy, sometimes they're more enjoyable, sometimes they're not, but sometimes they are, you know, because it's easier to do, and you don't have to really push yourself, and it doesn't hurt, you know, and that's like where the human brain likes to be. Like, the human brain likes to be in stuff that's easy. It doesn't want to do stuff that's hard, because it hurts, you know, like the brain, it just wants to be comfortable. It does not want to be uncomfortable. And usually to make big progress, you got to be uncomfortable. And it sucks, you know, in the beginning. When you're not used to it, you just want to quit, you know. But you got to keep telling yourself, you know, I want this. I'm working to this goal, X, Y, Z, and I'm not going to stop. I can have hiccups where I feel down and I feel sorry for myself. You know, that's normal. That's just being a human. But it's what you do when you feel those type of emotions, you know, and you have those thoughts in your head. You know, if you have a thought that comes in your head like, I can't do this, or, you know, I'm too tired, or, you know, maybe not today. That's really when it matters the most, because when you're not motivated, it comes down to discipline, you know, like, you really got to ask yourself, how bad do I want this, you know? How bad do I want to get rich? Or, like, how bad do I want to get in shape? Because if you have two people and they say, they both want to get in shape, okay? One of them gets in shape and one of them doesn't. In my opinion, the person who got in shape probably got in shape because they wanted it more than the other person did. It's not always the case, but I'd say more often than not, the reason why someone achieves something and someone else doesn't, they both have the same goals, is because the person who achieved it and wanted it more. You know, it's not always that they had a better startup, or, you know, they didn't face as many hiccups or adversity as you, but it's really how they handled themselves. You know, like the loser, when he failed, he quit. And when the winner failed, he learned from it and he kept going, you know. So I'm not going to get all corny on you guys, but yeah, that's reality, you know. It's like life, you know. That's life, you know. But yeah, I'm going to do one more set of rear delts, and then that'll be it for today. I'll just go light. Just got a 5-pound dumbbell in my hand, and the reason why I'm doing that is because the rear delt, it's a small muscle group, and it's right in the back of your shoulder. I believe it's right there. Not a, what do you call it? I'm not a big anatomy guy, but, you know, I know what I need to know to get in shape. It's obviously apparent, but yeah. So, let's start. And when I come up, it's really like, yeah, it's like a rear delt fly. And I'm just squeezing my rear delt at the top. Alright, I did 15 on that arm. I'll do another 15 on this arm. Alright, that's it. Actually, I'm going to do a few more reps on this side. Just like that, the workout's over. So if you like this video, definitely like and subscribe. So that way I can do this full time, because I don't want to go, oh, dog. Listen, I do not want to work my whole life, bro. Please like and subscribe to this video, bro. Can't do it no more. I'm going manic. I'm literally going manic, bro. Alright, so listen, I'm going to always keep it real with you guys. All I ask is you keep it real with me and just help me. I know I'm not trying to be begging, but I can't be doing it. Can't be doing it, dog. Yeah, but I love you. I love everybody that's watching this video. Just be the best version of you. You don't have to work out, but whether that's in school, whether that's at work, whatever it is, man, be the best version of you. Don't settle for mediocrity. If you know something's right and other people don't think it's right, fuck them, for real. Do what you think is right, you know, but also be a good person, you know. Sometimes you may have an idea, you may think one thing's right, and other people think it's wrong, and it actually is wrong, you know. So you got to be careful about that. But if you know something, you're not hurting anybody, you're not hurting yourself, you know, and you think you want to do something and people don't believe in you, or they say no, you can't do it, or you shouldn't do it, you know, really just look at the person who's telling you that, and just say, you know, do I look up to them? Do I really want to listen to what they say? And then use that and make your own opinion. But yeah, challenge yourself to be above the average person. Don't settle for mediocrity. Don't be average. We only live once, and our biggest asset, our most precious asset is time. Because once time runs out, we can't make more of it. We can always make more money. We can always get back in shape. But when times run out, that's it. That's it. No more. And you probably say, oh yeah, I know that, but do you really think about that? When you look at the end of the day about what you did X, Y, Z, were they things that were going to make you better, or were they just making you worse? If you're not living, you're dying. And living is not surviving. Surviving is surviving. Going to work every day for a paycheck, coming home, going up and doing the same thing over and over again, and being miserable, that is not living. That is surviving. If you take the paycheck away, you're not going to be there, because you're only there to pay your bills. So go to work. I'm not telling you quit your job, but go to work and focus on what you do outside of work. You know, read books, learn about financial knowledge, all that stuff. Save money, you know, but live your life. Have fun too, definitely, but you don't have to, if you don't want to do something, dog, you do not have to do something. You just got to figure out, how can I get out of this rat race, bro? And if people think that's corny, I'm not even like, it's not for everybody. If you want to do that, that's fine with me. But I don't want to do it, and I won't do it. I'm going to do whatever I got to do to live the life I want. You know, same way you should. So yeah, definitely like and subscribe to this video, and share it with somebody too. Yeah, I'm about to post some more videos. Definitely coming up soon. And yeah, as I post more, I'm going to get better too. Like, you know, I'm new to this, so you know, I'm not a professional at it, definitely, as you guys know, but yeah. Let's create a family. Let's get it, baby. Yes, sir.